Hey, Kaz. What's
Hello,
happening, everyone?
sweetheart. How are you?
Oh, Lisa Quesada. Hey, Jess girl. Leonard Love. Junie. I like saying her name. I'm going to say it again. Elisa Quesada. Let's see. I saw
Sassafras.
Sassafras. A magic man. Hello. I was going to say I can't even sit back and relax. I think that I feel like I'm on some serious drugs tonight.
Oh, my brain's hurting.
Hmm. How is everyone? So, this story. You know what I'm starting to think the sad part is? I think that if a couple people just came forward and owned up to the situation, we would probably know where Heather Cannon was.
Or at least told the goddamn truth.
The what?
The truth.
Yeah, exactly. There are so many. Hey, Kimmer. There's so many. Hey, Nay. There's so many shady people, and they're just. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but they're just bad people.
Mm. Hello, Leonard, love.
Hey, Chisme.
Hello, Jessaboo. How are you, my darling?
We need to drop Chisme's link at the end so we can check out the ride with Chrissy. Pow.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we kind of have plans for tonight. I don't know. They kind of got screwed up at the end. I think Google Maps hates me.
Oh,
Hey,
playing
Monica.
silly devils.
Hey, Lynn. Okay, so she goes missing, 15 years old, the summer going into high school. She's with her two friends at the skating rink, B and M.
Mm-hmm.
We've got such contradicting stories of if she was left the skating rink, if she left with B and went to grandma's house and left, or who who came and picked her up. So one story is she left the skating rink with her brother John Cannon and Daryl Riggins. Now, guys, remember the name Daryl. John claims that he did not pick her up and he did not go to the skating rink. The other story
Right.
is she went home with B and she walked they had an argument and she walked over to Jerral Whitley, aka her father, not for her father. Are we coming? Are we going? Because the child's name changed from Jerral Whitley to Jerry Cannon. That's confusing. But you did find her
Mm.
birth certificate.
I did.
The other story is that Jerral came and picked her up from bees and she was going to come back and she was never seen again. Another rumor is that Jerral Whitley used to touch her inappropriately. Do we have facts or sheets or find him in the offender search? No, but those are the rumors. So what am I missing as far as the stories on the contradictions, Kaz?
Well, that's pretty much the scenarios that are going around. Except for was the three girls together at the skating rink, and were they not? But we know there was pictures taken. Some refute that they were taken at the skating rink.
Hey, Lynn. Yeah, we have those pictures. We put together a video. And not only did we put together a video, we put together a video of cluster of text messages that are out of order, but they'll make sense.
Mm.
okay, so then we've got her friend B, her friend M. We've got a kid named Jake that we have no clue who he is yet because he just came into the mix tonight. We've got Daryl
Mhm.
Riggins. The last video that we showed you when we went live, Daryl Riggins and his mother were the ones that were arrested for the meth. They all have meth charges, all of them. Every single person that lives on County Road 7835, the Dyson, the Whiteleys, the Sam, what's his name? Not Rios, Brandon Rios.
Brandon Rios, yeah.
That they're all. Am I wrong, Kaz?
No, not.
Every single one of theirs rap sheets, and we'll have to have another live for that. Are like sheets of toilet, are like rolls of toilet paper. Like I'm not making it up.
It's
One has
ludicrous.
76 counts.
It's crazy.
Hey Cassie. Hey GB. Yeah, we're gonna figure this one out. Okay, we're gonna show some maps and stuff. So we also know that there's like involvements where there's property that people want to have searched for her. We're not mentioning any of the property's locations.
No,
But when we go to the maps, also there's a church that was built after she went missing.
yeah, in 2013,
So
approximately.
so why don't you pull up good old Daryl Riggins and let's go ahead and see what he's about. Because this guy's
Okay.
name keeps coming up a lot. And not only does
Yeah.
it come up a lot, there's a couple people that seem that every time I mention his name, and I have been corresponding with B a few times, right, Kaz?
Yes.
And she, it's just like everyone always like, what do you mean? What about Daryl? What about Daryl? Well, what do you mean? What about Daryl? Are we going?
Yeah.
Are we coming? Are we going? Are we coming?
Yeah. She seems to be a touchy name.
It does seem to be a touchy name. Hey, Cat Eyes. Another thing I don't want to forget is we're going to go into it a little later, but remember the last time we told you that we connected Jerral Whitley to property in Florida?
Hmm.
Well, the property where Heather Cannon was supposedly going back that night to her father, not her father, Jerral Whitley's roommate. We're not going to say exactly who this person is because he's a John Doe, but he as well connects to the same addresses
Hmm.
in
Addresses.
Florida.
Yes.
I wonder if they took her to Florida.
Well, that's a possible scenario because she had been down there in the past. It is
It,
rumored.
mm-hmm. She's been there supposedly, and she's been in Delaware. Also, the sighting of her in Maricopa or Manicope.
Malakoff. Malakoff, which isn't far from Athens at all.
Nope. But you can put Daryl Riggins there and the so called Jake. If anyone knows who Jake is, please email us at monkeymartruecrime@gmail.com. All right,
Yes.
so who's Daryl, Kaz? Let's look at Daryl
Okay.
real quick.
All right.
Then we'll
So,
show you the maps.
would you like to see his criminal history first, or what would you like me to
Oh, yeah, we
start
just
off
want to see
on?
his criminal history.
Okay. Un momento. It's right up on my screen. Already prepped. I just went to
Yeah,
see.
let's check out this Daryl guy. This guy's brought up a lot, and not only is he brought up a lot, but there's a few people that are mighty pissed off that we keep asking about him. Well, you're
Yeah.
getting mad, so I'm gonna keep on digging.
All right. So I'll just show
Hey,
you.
Cassie.
I'll just go up to the top so you can see that it does say Daryl Joe Riggins.
So at the time Heather went missing, he would have been what, 2 or 3 years older than her?
Yeah, because he was 31. He was born in 1990, so he's 4 years older than her.
Okay,
So this charge
four
comes out
years
of
older than
Henderson.
her.
Pardon?
So what was he like? The cool older kid?
Oh, he must have been. Must have been. This charge comes out of Henderson. It just gives, he's
But listen,
5'11".
guys, let me interrupt you for a second. So if he is older than her, and it was that time, like, did they hang out? Were they hanging out together? Like, I wonder, did she have a boyfriend at this time, or a boyfriend prior to this time? That I've never heard of.
No, and I haven't read anything in the hundreds of posts I've read today
Never
alone.
mentioned a boyfriend.
No.
Okay, let's check out this guy's past.
Okay, just states about the tattoos he's got on his shoulder, on his arm, on his hand. right and left hand on his chest. Okay, the offence
Okay, okay. Cassie, Cassie Harrell, I would love for you to email us because I will definitely give you a phone call after the live. She has a boyfriend named Matt. Okay, thank you, Cassie. I'm going to put my email in the chat because I would love to talk to you.
fantastic. Okay, now it's these charges
Mother
were.
is Deborah. Wait, no, it's not Monkey Mara at True Crime. It's Cass. I told you to get the demons out of me tonight. My
I
gosh.
try, I try, but I can only do so much from where I am.
If you
There's no
even show
act.
these people my scribble pad tonight, I'm gonna probably be locked up in
Oh,
a
don't
rubber
tempt me.
room.
Don't tempt me, woman.
There's no. It's Monkey Mar True Crime at Gmail. There's no extra at in there. Sorry about that, guys. All these names and these people have got me confused. Okay.
Right, eh?
All you, babe. All you. All you, Casaboo Boo.
I guess. All right. Now it's interesting that the specific offence is not described, but the grade of the offence is 2 counts of second-degree felonies. So it was a decent, whatever it was decent. It was in 2018, and he actually went to jail for a short period of time. Short period of time. The sentence was 5 years, but he was released on mandatory supervision in 2021 on and he's currently still on active supervision. So he did a few years in jail, and then he came out on
Hey,
active supervision.
Shredder. Hi, Gail.
Hi, sweetheart. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, so
Hey,
you.
Jan.
I'm gonna go ahead and find that other article just to refresh their memory of his picture and his mom.
Yes. I mean, that one was for drugs. So I'm assuming this is the particular offence that he got done for. 2 counts, but they don't actually state it on here.
Also, Kaz, we found the other article. Remember the 5 men arrested for possession of
Yes,
meth?
yes.
I think that we should share that too.
Okay.
But I'm going to pass you the link for that one. But let me first share. I'm putting that in private chat. First, let me share the one and refresh them of Daryl Riggins.
Mm-hmm.
I just happened to come across that one too. I'm like, oh, that's right.
I'll just prep this one while you're doing that one.
Okay. So this is who we're speaking of for the ones that missed it and the ones that don't know him. All right. We got Shelly Riggins on the left. We got Daryl Riggins in the middle. And we got Derek Williams on the right. This was an article that was out. When was this out? 2019. 3 arrested for meth possession in Henderson County. So this is the one that we're talking about right here in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Daryl. And his mom. Woo! So we've read this. I'm not going to go over it, but 51-year-old Cheryl, 28-year-old Daryl were both taken to jail. And then, of course, you got his friend crossing the road with meth in a pipe. And later, 2 deputies on Farm Market found 29-year-old Derek Williams. He was walking from his home to a gas station with white powdery substance believed to be contraband, and a pipe were found. So that's one article, and there's a lot on him. He's a bad boy. I mean, I don't know. Are you a bad boy or do you have a drug problem that you need help with? Probably you need help with your drug problem.
Exactly. I mean, it could have been talcum powder that he powdered his nose with, Mark. You never know.
Could have been Diaz. Yeah, everyone that knows her and knows the story, email us. I tell you, I will call you from my personal cell phone number.
Yeah, which I can't even do.
I will call you and I will keep you anonymous as you see. We're not going to say like who you are. Okay, so go ahead, Kaz. Now we
Okay.
don't. This. So the article she's pulling up is the man that owned the property that Jerral Whitley was living on in the trailer that we'll show you afterwards that we showed you in the last live. When Heather went missing, there's a big meth problem out there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Henderson County. 5 men were arrested for possession of methamphetamines this week in Henderson County. Clifford Miller, 55, was arrested at a residence outside of Athens on Highway
AKA, AKA, what's his other name?
Keith
Okay, Keith Miller.
on Highway 175 West with a substantial amount of methamphetamine drug paraphernalia
Hey,
and
gamer guy.
marijuana. On Wednesday morning,
Wait,
Russell.
wait, Kaz, I'm sorry. Wait. What did you call it? What did you say? It's what?
I did that on purpose to see if I get a rise out of you.
I love that. What did you call it?
Marijuana.
I'm gonna call it marijuana. I love that. I'm
You
gonna
like
go
that?
smoke some marijuana.
Yeah. Because yeah, I actually pronounced it the way it's spelled. Marijuana.
And a Chiquita banana.
Chiquita banana. Um, it's very short. On Wednesday morning, uh, this has nothing to do either, but on Wednesday morning, Russell Allen Sturgis, 27, and Lonnie Lee Fender, 32, was stopped for traffic violation near the intersection of FM 1615 and CR 4517 in Athens around 1:30 a.m. The vehicle was searched during the stop, and both men were found to be in possession of suspected methamphetamine. So, like Mars said, it is terrible
Okay, so
out
where's
there.
his picture?
It doesn't. Okay, I'll show you the
It's in,
pictures that
yeah,
they.
it's in private
Yeah,
chat.
sweetheart, this is what I brought up for you. This is Lonnie Fender. This is the next one is
Oh,
Jeffrey Earnings.
yes. I missed it.
Okay. The
Okay, I
next
want to
one
see
is
what.
Derek Young.
Yeah, okay.
The next one is Russell Stoger.
Uh huh. Any of these people are familiar to you guys out there that know that this? Oh,
And we know
oh,
who that is.
Tim Miller.
Why
Why
are
do
you
I keep
saying Tim
calling him?
Miller?
I don't know. I keep thinking of
Keith.
the guy from Equisearch.
I know. Poor Tim. Yes,
Claire. Okay.
that is Clifford.
Okay, so that's that deal. Let me go look on. Let's play my little video. They know. Somebody knows. Like the girl did
Oh,
not just
yeah.
disappear into thin air. Okay, let's talk about the contradiction of Jerral Whitley being dead.
Oh, crikey, yes.
I mean, did he break his neck? Did he die of liver failure? I mean, are we coming? Are we going? Like, what happened there?
Well, some members of Gerald's family said that they couldn't afford an obituary notice because they didn't have the funds to do one. That's fair enough. Totally understand that. Obituary notices are not cheap.
Okay, but we
But,
found one.
yeah, but unless you subscribe to this very expensive site, and you can't make out whether it is his or not. Um, we can't confirm nor deny that it belongs to the real
But
person.
it
We think
does
it is the
state the
father.
father is James
Yes,
Whiteley.
yes, it does.
I can show it real quick.
Oh, well, okay.
But do I think that I mean, I'm not sure. Kaz and I cannot find one thing deceased about this man on so many different sites and
Yes,
businesses and his old he had a business in Florida. I forget what he did. Lawn service?
yeah.
Lawn service. I mean, like the guy is not showing up dead. It's like, are you dead? Are you not dead? Like I don't
There's no
understand.
death certificate,
Uh-uh.
no nothing for him.
And another weird thing is he was connected to a phone number down in Florida, and I called it.
Yes,
And
we did.
what they said was the lady didn't answer the first time I called, but the message stated, "You've reached Patricia and Alan." What is his middle name? Alan. So that was kind of bizarre. I mean,
Yes.
kind of really bizarre. But then when I called back the next day and she answered and I asked for Jerral, she told me that I had the wrong number and I didn't ask for Alan. And I told Kaz afterwards, I should have asked for Alan.
Yeah.
Or I should text her a picture and say, is this Alan? But I haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
So it is in the Tyler Morning Telegraph. And you can go to newspapers.com and see it, but that's supposedly the obituary for Jerral Allen Whitley.
Mm. I mean, we found Jerral's previous marriage certificate. We found Jerral's previous divorce.
That's right. Who was he married to?
He was married to a Karen Bailey and became Karen Whitley. They got married when he was 20 back in 1988 and they divorced in 1993, the year before Heather was born.
Okay. Wait. How though? If he's 3 years older than her.
No, hang on. I'm talking about Jerral, darling. Jerral
Oh,
Whitley.
okay, Jerral. Okay. Hmm.
But we can't find a death certificate. I can find everything else,
But
but I
what you
cannot
can
find a death.
find, yep.
Is
But
a
what
death.
you can find is he's in the Port Richey area, Florida.
Oh,
You
yes,
can't.
and that comes up.
You can't put him in Delaware. You cannot.
Nope.
They can say that he was there. He might have been a passer through, but we cannot pinpoint him into Delaware.
Negative.
Okay, so this video that we put together is a mess. I'm just gonna say we did it quick tonight, but you'll see in the messages how bizarre and the contradictions and what's going on. And once again, who pops into the equation? Daryl.
Mm.
I think I'm gonna try to give Daryl a call. Okay, now. So this is just basically text message that came through. There, I mean, Cass, I don't think they're in order. But
No,
basically, it talks about I know she goes by Brandy too or whatever. Weird that pretty girl, not pretty. Sorry, I'm voice texting and driving at the same time. So then she says, "What are you talking about?" And the message is, "You just sent me about a deer stand." So these messages are coming around about the property that we spoke of the last time, where the clothing and things were found that they wanted to have the warrant and have it searched. So we're going to talk really little about that property. But she says that when she went to that property, okay, so the guy who told me, see, all these people are really effing sick. Like, just they're sick. Well, him and his dad lived the same property and they recently moved. Well, they too have a dam going through their yard, and I just went over there just because they didn't live there anymore. And so we know where this property is. And I was going to walk around and look around while I was going through the woods and found all these women's purses and shoes like in one area, but like kind of scattered. And then I turned around and there was an effing deer stand in the trees. Like it's some sick way of overlooking all of this. I don't know. Just really weird.
Just before you go on,
So she says,
Ma,
I don't like I'm not
Ma, hang on, sweater.
uh,
Cassie, you said that you found paternity records on, so he may have another child floating around called Tammy in 2006.
Kaz, what do you have behind you? Is that the your hubby's TV?
Yeah, hang on, I'll shut my door. Hang on a minute. Told you, he's deaf. Can't hear things. Hang on.
You do not be mean to my I don't think so.
Hang on. I'll go out and ask him to turn it down. Hang
Don't talk mean about him.
on. I'll be back in a minute.
But the only reason why we're kind of going through these messages with you guys is like the contradictions are like so insane. But you see this one, yeah. It's like I mentioned that Daryl guy to a couple of people, and a couple of them are like, "What about Daryl? What about Daryl?" And it's like, "What do you mean? What about Daryl?" I mean, the guy is like obviously, you know, not the greatest person. He's got some definite criminal history. And then, of course, you think about the church that wasn't built before she went missing. Yeah, we don't need to put the. Yeah, you. I want to talk to you, Cassie, for sure. Okay, so then we get into this. Let me get back to my video. So she just says, they talk about the girls at the skating rink, and you just really have to listen. It's just hard. It's hard to understand, and I didn't want to be too pushy since he was freely saying all of this, and I'm worried about going back and questioning him because I want him. I don't know, you know. She says, who, Jonathan? Just don't come out and question him, kind of let him come up with it. So I don't know, is that Jonathan as in canon? The dude was telling me that all this, okay, the dude that was telling me this lived right next door to Sam. I am, which is Sandra's boyfriend. So that's Sam Dyson. And also on his dude's property, he's got like a deer stand in the tree and it's overlooking this random open area in the woods on his property. And there's always like women's persons, shoes, and just like his old lady got tired of a pair of shoes in person and threw it out there. It's a lot of them. And he's kind of scary dude. Like how weird is that? To go out into the middle of a property, hey Nana, and see like all those like women's belongings. Hey, coach, especially when Jerral claims that when she left the house that night, she took everything with her, all of her clothes and all of her belongings.
All right, I told him off.
You better not be telling him off.
I'm only kidding.
So she sees the dare stand. We're kind of at the dare stand place, and this is recent, guys. This is like recent. So she sees the dare stand, the woman's clothing, and she's now joking about what does the girlfriend throw stuff out. Okay, so then we go on. James passed away, didn't he? Or was that Robert? So explain the family dynamics of what we know so far. Jerral has what brothers?
Oh, God, I've got brain fog.
He's got the sister.
Yes.
And isn't she with Sam? I am?
Yes.
Okay. Is that Sandra or Shelley? I'm confused on
That's
that.
Sandra.
Okay.
Hang
What?
on,
And
I
he
can
has a
tell
brother
you.
named Robert.
Yes, I can tell you. Hang on. 2 shakes of a puppy dog's tail.
And supposedly Robert and Jerral are. I need to go use the little ladies' room, girl, but my my microphone can come with me. So James, I'm sure Cassie knows. So it's James, Jerral, and Sandra and Robert.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. I'm just loading up. Hang on.
And they claim that
I
Robert
just
and
closed
Jerral
it down.
are dead. You guys like that out here with live without the sound of a 747 sitting in my yard?
Oh,
Oh,
it's so nice.
like I totally missed the vibration though.
Oh dear. I mean,
No, Kaz,
the
I'm
on
I'll be
Jerral's.
to the screen. So you're gonna have to talk for a minute, Kaz. I'm gonna leave my
No,
mic
that's
at
okay.
the door and go to the little girl's room.
Yeah, no problems. I mean, Jerral's father, James Lee Whitley, died in 2006, and he was from uh, Canadian in Texas. Then we've got Sandra, who's his brother. His brother. Sorry, Sandra, his sister. We've got Robert Wayne Whitley. Now he's from Florida. We have, and we do know about um, Tammy from Texas as well. There are so many Whitleys. The intertwining of them together is
I'm not
unbelievable.
trying to be mean, and I hate to say this because I know there's a town in Maine that is like this. I mean that their family is huge. I mean, I don't know if they hung out like, like I don't know how to say it without getting like completely chewed out.
Oh,
Kaz,
we've got a Mary, we've got a Kathy, we've got a Stephen, we've got a Destiny, we've got a Mildred, we've got
Kaz, stop
Joyce,
that real quick. I love you, Kaz.
we've got Rebecca,
You are not
we've
gonna
got
say.
Lee, Judy,
I'm gonna say it, Kaz.
we've got Lisa, Deborah.
Well, I mean, some people do that.
Think
I
of the
mean, I
letter of
don't
the
know.
alphabet.
Letitia Stelk's family does it, but they have like, like the big Indian chiefs that tell you the bloodlines and they know how to do it so that you don't have like, I don't know. I'm just asking. I mean, is it really bad if that's okay and they're accepting of it? Does it mean it's horrible? No.
No, no, not at
So
all.
how do you say it in a polite way? Because I'm gonna get chewed out any way I say it because I don't know how to say things like that properly.
Oh,
It's
here
not
we
a
go.
mean thing.
Cassie says Sandra, Barbara, and Rita are Gerald's sisters. She messaged. Ugh, my mouth is not working. She messaged each one of them. They say he's dead. A
Yeah.
brother
Hey.
named Robert, and I think also.
Yeah.
Well, if he is, there's got to be a death certificate. It's mandatory for any country.
Okay. No. Hey. So well, hang on one second. But so Robert and Jerral died. That's the rumor. Robert may be dead, but I don't know if Gerald's dead. Right? But hang on. Listen to this part real quick. So you're saying they built a dam and then I'm not even going to read that part. I have not been on the property. I have not seen the dam. It looks more like a runoff or a little creek. They laid plastic and concrete. Okay, do not tell them. Okay, we're not going to get into that. She hasn't been. Okay, so now this is the part that I can't agree with, and I'm totally sorry. People are afraid like you're going to be moved and you're in concrete, and then you're that. I just don't think that with the records that these people have, that they're capable of doing it. Okay, it's way more involved than just Gerald. I feel that her oh gosh, she had something to do with it also, or maybe her brother. Sandra knows, her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend or whatever Sam I am knows. The remaining Whiteley brother or whatever he knows, pretty sure he's a brother. There's Gerald, James, and Robert and Sandra. See, I read that night that S happened to Heather that she went out to the sisters that day to help move furniture. So here comes all the contradictions. She's not on Sandra's property. She might have been at one point, but she's not anymore. See, I've heard that too. I've heard that she's been moved around. She's somewhere that we can just go dig her up. not. See, I don't. Kaz, what do you feel about that? Let me take this down
Well,
for a second.
if, and I'm saying it's a big if something serious happened to her, something dreadful, and she was put under concrete,
Yes.
they are not going to, especially when the police are still kind of looking, but they're not like on the backs all the time. They're not going to go and hire a whopping big concrete cutter, or they could go and get a star picket or something and bang up the concrete to,
What, a
because she's
jackhammer?
a jackhammer. Uh, it's going to look awfully suspicious if they go and hire something like that to remove concrete, to remove remains, and then try to relocate remains. I mean,
Yeah. I
Athens
mean,
isn't a big town.
and the last time they searched was 2019 when they did that
Yeah.
8 acre search, and which is that's in the video too. But that part I don't agree with. I believe that wherever they put her or wherever she is, she still remains. I mean, we don't even know. I mean, Letitia Stout drove Cannon from Car. I mean, the woman put him out in the snow and froze the boy like an ice cube and drove him to Florida.
Mm.
And another question I have to ask is, after all of this went down, who went to Florida? Was it just Jerral? Was it Jerral and the other roommate that was dealing with that property too? I mean, because I can put a couple people with Jerral in Florida, the same exact address that was with him in LaRue in Athens. So, like, that these are not coincidences. Let's
No.
go back to the video. Okay. So, some guy told me, okay, that's a repeat, guys. Sorry, we did this fast. Nobody actually knows I know anything about Heather or am looking into it because I never asked anyone. Oh, I know. You realize her family are the only people you never hear from on that page or, well, anywhere. You know, damn right you hit that one right on the nail. So I guess that they're saying that Heather's family is never on social media talking about her. I have information I need to tell someone that I can and is going to do something. I am not just going to spread this info and I don't want my name around and I can't do anything myself. Somebody who knows how to get things done has to. And they have to do it right the first time. Who can we go to that can obtain search warrants along those lines? I can do things the legal way and for real. Not just a group of us advocating. Can you please put me in touch with the boots? I don't know. I know that Keith and Gerald both died within the last year, right? Okay. Well, we can all meet up or something. It's way more involved than just Gerald. They are a Whiteley, and I think the reason they haven't pushed any issues is because Heather is not a murder victim. She is simply missing at this point. But she was murdered by two girls. You know who they are. I told because the dad told them to. That's who my best friend guesses, but I think Sandra was more a part of all of it. This I don't agree with.
Mm.
Guys, what do you think about the two friends? I don't agree with that.
No. No.
I don't
I
feel
don't.
at all that it was the two friends that did anything. I believe this goes back to Jerral and Daryl, and there might even be another brother named Daryl. Ha. I think I need therapy. Okay. And then, who are the two people that you are saying are taking her case? I need to talk to someone. That's me and Cassie. So basically, they're gonna go and think of where the friend was. But let's get past this. So this was weird. This is Julie Davis speaking. I have received another death threat, and I have been banned from FBI. I have been speaking to Melissa since 7/22, and I have kept nothing from her, nor have ever lied to her. Amber Momanis, she saw the message you have today and it was wrote, I have hid nothing from her. I tried to reach out to whom I felt were genuine, but at this point, that sick, twisted lies, secret rapes, drugging, murders, and fuckery that happens there within H.C. Henderson County, I'm thinking, is beyond comprehension. F. Cheryl, F. Sandra, F. Mark Roberts, and F. you if you knew anything about Heather and never said a word. I would love to talk to you, Julie Davis. Okay.
Mm.
Aw, Kat, you want to say this? I might get a little teary eyed. I get real sensitive about stuff like this.
Yeah, this is a bummer.
So that's her, Heather Cannon, and her brother, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's
John
probably.
Cannon.
Yeah, you can't miss those.
But I mean, how does the mother. Oh, also, Kaz, she might have found somewhat of a lying answer of the reason why the question was asked, how come Heather was not
Mm.
living with her mother and she was living with
Yeah.
some creeper like that? So Kaz got that answer.
Yeah. In the umpteen hundred posts I read today, one of the posts, one person asked, why wasn't Heather living with her mum? Why was she living at Jerral's? Well, I should say,
Ugh.
supposed to be living at Jerral's. And the answer came back. Her mum was in the middle of moving, so she was in between houses. So that's why Heather was supposed to be staying with Jerral. But she was kind of house hopping. She, wasn't really staying where Jerral was staying. She was kind of couch surfing, so to speak.
So this picture, I mean, is this actually the picture of the night she went missing?
Well, that's a very good question.
Because there's B, there's M in the middle, B on the right, and there's Heather. So
Yeah,
in the very back, is that
it's,
Brandon Rios or is that John Cannon?
that's definitely not John. I blew it up as much as I could from the post that I saw that on myself, and it may be Riaz. I can't tell because the more I blew it up, it became distorted.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've never seen. I mean, we won't even discuss Brendan Rios too. Like he's got himself. They all have records like a
Oh,
roll of toilet paper.
we
But
find it.
remember, Brandon Rios. Now I don't know if there's a Brandon Senior. I'm sure she knows in the chat, but Brandon Rios, he would have been 13 when she
Yes,
went missing.
correct.
So that could be Brandon Rios in the back of this picture. Hey,
Yeah,
Lynx.
because he looks awfully young. In when you blow it up enough, he does look very young in the face.
Yeah, Lynx. It's a very funny situation with that one. Keith Miller. Yeah, everyone that wants to, that knows anything, like I said, email Kaz and we will set up a group conference like in Zoom or something, and we can just talk and clarify what we're wrong at or what we're kind of confused on. I think it's time that we figure out what happened to little Heather and we start getting under people's skin.
Mm.
I
This
think
would,
I feel
like
like
we
being,
said in the beginning, Ma, this would be so easy to sort out if
yep,
everybody told the truth.
yep,
I mean, yes, it happened 12 years ago. I know that.
I don't
But
care.
I'm old and I can remember, if that was a major event in my life, I can I could remember it. I know what happened major events in my life 12 years ago.
And at the end, we're going to talk to you guys about another story that was really sad of a brother that reached out to me on Facebook. And I don't know if any of you saw the Facebook post that I posted a couple of weeks ago about a man missing, but we're going to talk about that too.
Mm.
At the very end, because we're thinking about, are we going to go down that rabbit hole? I mean, we might end up on the, missing poster list. We got to see about that one. So this one is, I didn't know if anybody caught this, but Heather came up missing August 27th. Her dad, Gerald, got arrested the 29th. Look at his mugshots. Look close. he has bite marks on him. So
Mm.
let me blow up this picture big and let's see if we see any bite marks on his neck. Let me find my folder. I got so much on her. I actually have never looked to see if there are bite marks on his neck. Um, well, I mean, this could be a bite mark on his neck. That's kind of interesting and scary. I never looked. So are they talking about like right here? Or is that like maybe just a shadow from him needing a bath? So I got this colored one. I don't know.
I mean, that could be a bruise on his neck in that right hand corner,
Yeah, like
in
right
that
here.
yellow one. Yeah.
Hmm.
But it could also be 9 o'clock shadow because when you change the contrast
It's
on
here
a
too, though.
photograph, yeah, it's very hard to distinguish.
I mean, honestly, you would honestly think that if that was the case, that they probably would have made notes that he had scratches on his neck. Okay, let's see what this next one is.
Oh, absolutely.
So that, okay. Now, from what I have heard, this is the property where Jerral Whitley was living when she went missing, that she was going back to, where she was staying at because the mother was moving. And this is the property owned by the Miller guy, right? And from what I've heard,
Yes.
it actually, the the mobile home looked like this when she was living in it, but the landscaping around the yard might have been a little neater. Now, if that's the case, I feel so I feel so bad for her, considering Gerald's background. And I'm sorry, but her mother's toilet paper roll too. Like you just cannot make it up. It's almost like this poor girl didn't even have a chance with the people that were bringing her up. Did she live with B or did she not live with B? Was she living with B and she had an argument and that's why she was going to walk back to the house, or he came and got her? Like, I don't know. If, if this is the case, and this is, I mean, I hope it had a door on it, but if this is what it looked like when she was living there, I just, I can't even imagine. I just can't even imagine for her. Okay. So this
Well, I
was,
know if I was a 15-year-old girl, I certainly wouldn't want to be living there.
no. So this was the last search I guess they did in 2019. We did listen to it, but it's short for the ones who have not heard it. Oh, I gotta hit the play here. Can you hear it, Kaz?
Vaguely.
It's on 100. And then here comes some of the contradictions on Facebook. And it's a public page. We're just gonna play a little bit of it because you guys gotta understand. There's so, I mean, it's on. It confuses me. I feel like I don't know if I'm coming or going. Okay, so will you please get on here and
Yeah.
post so everybody can know what's going on? Bria's saying that you left with them and went back to her house from the skating rink, but you stated that wasn't true. So you get on here so everybody is not so damn confused. Now that I believe she is talking to her brother, John Cannon. I don't remember very much from that night. I do remember seeing her there. She did not seem to
Yes,
be in a bad
I
mood
think
when
so.
I seen her. I left probably around the time the skating rink closed that night and went home with my sister and a couple of other friends. Okay. Thank you very much. Did they happen to say who was taking them home that night or if they were going to do anything? Or because in one post, that girl Brandy said that you all were at the skating rink and Heather popped up and was in a bad mood. So, yes, ma'am, no problem. I don't remember if they said so, was picking them up if they were going to do anything else, but it was usually Miss Bree Granny who picked her up. I'm sorry, I'm not much help, but I will help in any way that I can. And her granny passed away in 2015. She doesn't know either. She has 20 stories and said it's a cold case, etc., etc. Now, supposedly, I mean, the name is, everyone knows what her name is. Brandy, Bree, Nicole, I'm not sure. I mean, she's got a lot of names. The rumor was that she moved to a different state. But when she got to that state, the rumor was is that she was stabbed. Does anyone in chat know that rumor that when she got to where she was going, she was stabbed? Hey, Coach Karen. Hi, Lynx. Did I say hi to Lynx? Is that
I'm
what
not
we
sure.
heard, Kaz, or am I completely making this up?
No, no,
Did we
that
hear that she
no,
got?
no, no. That is. She went
Okay,
to
so Cassie says
Delaware,
Delaware.
and
Yes,
yeah, she went to
she
Delaware,
was
and
stabbed.
Bree stated that she got attacked and stabbed, which is, I mean, if she did, that's horrific.
Yeah, but another rumor that we can't verify is the fact that she went there, and I thought that she probably moved out there after her grandma passed away in 2015. But Kaz clarified that she moved out there much earlier.
Yeah.
But then, what was I mean, okay, so you're going from Texas and you move to Delaware. Why on God's earth would Jerral move to Delaware? Like the rumor was that he moved to Delaware, and then you hear that she stabbed. Was it, don't you better not say a word, I'm going to stab you? Like, what in the world? Or do people
Well,
think that she made that up?
well, we can't find an address that he lived in Delaware,
Oh,
so
wait. Oh, I can't wait to talk to Cassie. Yeah,
yeah,
she said
Cassie
that
sent her
directly to Cassie. Do you want to come up? We can drop you a link. Let me just, yeah, let's just go through this. You can come up, Cassie. So then it just goes on. Let's pray it's never you or your child. Sorry about that arrow. I don't know how that happened. Heather left the skating rink with Daryl and Jonathan. John is her brother. Went to Daryl's house where Heather was, then picked up by her dad, Jerral. So that's another story. And of course I highlighted that one because there's Daryl again. How did you get home from the skating rink? Shall I say, how did you and Heather get home from the skating rink? I can tell you for a fact Megan did not go to Bree. She was home.
I'm dropping the link for you, Cassie.
I believe that the girl, Brandy Nicole, said that Megan did go home with her that night, but I don't. I mean, there's so many stories.
I know,
And here,
ludicrous.
right here, does anyone think it's strange? Because I do. That, and I haven't even read through these. I just recorded them for this for the come on this contradiction of that night. She moves to Delaware and gets stabbed, and Gerald moves to Delaware and gets his neck broke. Did he get his neck broke, or did he die of liver failure? Like, guys, are we coming or are we going on this?
Adrian
She
reckons
moved to be with her bee.
we aren't ready to hear from Cassie.
She got
Yes,
stabbed
we
years
are.
later. She got stabbed years later. Bree is my cousin, and I really don't think she had anything to do with Miss Heather, but I pray this case is solved. I don't think she has anything to do with that either. Hmm. So the confusion of that night, they're talking about the bite mark on his neck again. Yeah, see right there exactly what we said. If a bite mark, it should be in the arrest officer's report. They always
Correct.
note marks, tattoos. And I didn't find anything on that.
No, nor did I.
And then it's just about him being arrested and then going on about that night. Okay, so yes, you are exactly right. Everything that girl is saying is a lie. If you look at the picture that she posted of them three at the skating rink, read
Mm-hmm.
what she said. She said it's okay, you can show your face. Like, what the F really happened that night? It's just
Exactly.
weird.
Did you read what I popped in private chat, sweater?
No, not yet. I'm just seeing if there's anything different. I think this is the end. And these are age progressed photos of what she would look like today. What do you guys think about this? What you guys heard so far in chat? Let me see. Private chat. Okay, go ahead. Show it up, girl. Are we getting company?
Well, I've dropped the link for Cassie to come on up, but just while we're waiting for Cassie to come up, I just wanted to show via Google Earth.
Yeah, where she was grandma's property and then
Well,
the scary property.
I'm going to do it the reverse to that. Sorry, sweetheart.
Okay,
I'm
okay,
showing
I'm
you the other
miking
one.
down.
Okay, I'm just waiting for you to be able to see it pop up.
Oh, this place makes me want to cry.
Okay, so
You know what? I would blame her mother, but unfortunately, I think that this whole
this
entire town
is the
and
property
family. Oh,
here, and I'm sorry for the lag in my
all right,
screen,
Kaz,
but
one sec.
we're
Let me.
having some serious storms up here.
Hey, Aiden, Kaz, one sec. Um, if you're coming off
Okay,
your phone, Cassie, just click the link and try to go into desktop mode, and then you'll end. Oh, never mind. Hey, Cassie. Okay,
Hi.
I'm gonna mic down so Kaz can explain this place. Oh gosh, and then you can tell us what you know.
Whew. Well, rumors I've heard.
okay. So what I'm showing, all right. So Cassie, what I'm just showing at the moment, and you probably know this anyway, but what I'm showing at the moment is the trailer where Jerral was staying on Keith's property, and where Heather was supposed to go and stay, and it's horrible. It's terrible, terrible. And this is Highway 175 here, and I'll just turn around. We're supposed to. I'll have to go back up. Where the trailer was. Just let it refresh. I'm waiting for my phone. Here is where the trailer is, and this is where the new church is. Of course, that wasn't there in 2009, but Grandma's house is down this road. Going down the road, driving down the road, and 3 County Road. Just sorry, guys. This is the property that Bree's grandmother owned. Not very far, really. So a 10-minute walk would be about right from
I would
Bree's
never
grandma's
let my 15-year-old
to
child walk.
where Jerral was
Never,
staying.
never would I let my 15-year-old child walk down a dark road like that at night. So that's the area.
But did she walk at night or
Before
did she
we
walk the
went
day
live,
after
the
the skating ring is the question,
church
because
was
that's what they can't confirm.
Mm-hmm. So tell us what you know, Cassie, and what you think. We're all ears.
exactly that.
Uh,
That's exactly.
I what I think would just drive anybody's mind
Hey,
to
Aiden.
explosion.
Where does she start?
Where do I start and where do I begin? Okay, so
beginning.
Heather was my
Let's start at the
friend
beginning.
when she lived here in Florida. I'm in Florida. She
Okay.
moved. I remember her leaving in the beginning of 2009. According to Melissa, they left in December of 2008. Heather came.
Kaz, are you taking notes, or we're gonna have to no, never mind. We're gonna have to rewind this tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll rewind the live.
Okay,
Heather did
I'm
come
like
down to Florida for about 2 weeks. She stayed with a friend of mine named Angela. She could tell you the date she was here. She left Florida right before in August, around the 26th, according to her family that say they picked her up, and the friend Angela I mentioned that said she stayed with here in Florida. Apparently, my understanding, I don't know. I never met Jerral. I knew Melissa. Melissa was in and off on drugs, and story is Heather couldn't stay with her. So she dropped Heather and John, who John is Melissa's other son biologically, with JJ Cannon, who they don't know if Heather is Jerral or JJ's. Her name's been changed. They don't know.
How old was she? How old was she when they changed her name?
It had to be before she was 2.
Okay. And who was she living with in Florida?
She lived down the street from my best friend with Melissa at an assisted living place where Melissa was supposed to be the caretaker to stay there for free.
Oh, okay.
And then that fell through, or she got fired or whatever. I don't know. They moved to Palm Harbor. They moved a little bit around. I think they moved to Palm Harbor after that. And then they moved to Texas. How she wound up with Jerral, I don't know. She lived with Melissa.
I grew up in South Florida. I know Palm Harbor very well.
Yeah, I grew up in Hudson.
Oh, nice. I actually grew up in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, now I'm in Winter Haven area.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I have a good friend that lives in Port St. Lucie, and I found out last night, Kaz, and I called her to ask if she could go do a drive-by by one of these addresses, and she's like, I moved in with my boyfriend on a sailboat. We're like in the Manatee Bay, and I'm like, oh my gosh. She moves to Texas. And what year was this?
2009.
Oh God.
Either December of 2008 or it was definitely before like April of 2009 that they moved. Melissa told me it was December of 2008.
Okay, one more question real fast so I can wrap my head around it. When did she meet B?
I have no idea.
So it must have been when she moved to Texas in 2009?
I think they came from Texas. They had lived in Texas years prior.
Okay.
And they were in Florida all through our middle school years and my first year of high school, which Heather would have been her last year in middle school. She was a year below me.
So she moved out there the summer before she was going into high school, and that is when she disappeared.
She came back. Supposedly, I've heard my friend say, she told me I can find the message. My friend and other friends of mine here in Florida say Heather visited Florida that summer.
Okay, we heard that too.
She returned sometime in August and then vanished around the 27th.
Okay. So go ahead and tell us what you know.
Y'all have basically said almost everything except for they have a lot more rumors. There's a lot more names. I've spoken to Jerral's sister, Barbara, who names...
Wait. Jerral doesn't have a sister, Barbara. Sandra? Oh, here she left. Oh, we scared her away. What's new? Ah! So who's Barbara?
Sorry, darling. I had to Go and attend to something.
Who is?
Oh, we lost her.
Yeah, come back up. Who is Barbara? She mentioned Gerald's brother Barbara. Maybe a sister-in-law.
Hang on a minute.
Hang on a minute. It's
I
very.
mentioned
You know
Barbara.
what? This is making me really sad though because you have to think about it. She goes. I mean, she's not even in Texas for a month and she's gone. Like
Correct.
ca- how long? Okay, so you never met Gerald. Okay, so obviously if she had his day when she was born, she was in Texas. That's probably how she met B before she went to Florida in middle school and then came back and rekindled. I get that. But who is the sad part is this girl goes back to Texas and she's not even there for a month and she's missing. I mean, I can't even that's horrible. I kind of blame her mother for a lot of this.
Oof.
Oh well, don't get me started on that one. You know my feelings about that. I mean, her mum.
I've personally met her and I still can't understand or wrap my head around how
Yeah, how
just
you would let your daughter go and stay not only on that property and I don't even care if that place was even 3 times nicer than it is now. Like I'm not beating down a modular home, a trailer, a mobile home. I'm living in an art right now in the mountains in Maine. I don't give a shit about that. I got 2 extension cords running out to a power pole that I just had put in because I got to get some breakers done to run my refrigerator and what I need to run. But I'm like, you know what? I got what I need. I'm good. So that I'm not knocking. But when you have a 15-year-old girl and she's that age, and obviously she's living in Florida at an assisted living facility, and I mean, who's Melissa? Like, is that her mother? No.
yes.
Who's Melissa?
Yes.
Melissa's
Well,
Heather's mother.
she may be a birth mother, but
So when she left Florida,
after
Melissa.
seeing her record, she wasn't there for very much.
Okay, so Melissa's living at an assisted living place, taking care of older people. You're telling me, and she's living with her.
Yes, John and Heather lived with her here in Florida
Okay.
at the assisted living facility. It was Greed Acres or something it was called.
Yes.
Green Acres, Florida.
It's in Hudson, Florida.
Oh, okay.
It's on Archer Street.
Oh, okay. My mom had a condo in Green Acres, but so they get back to Florida. So how is it that you drop your daughter off with that scary man? Like I'm sorry, he is a complete creeper. Like I wouldn't like leave a pet mouse with him.
The story says, or the rumors, cousins, family, whoever they are, say Melissa went to go be with a boyfriend and couldn't take her children with her. So John and
Mm-hmm.
Heather were staying with Jerral, but the friend, Bree, Nicole, or whatever her name is, according to her, Heather wasn't staying with Jerral. Heather was actually staying with her for the whole month of August, and Jerral and Heather was walking to Gerald's house.
That's what I heard. That's one of the stories. Here's the stories that we're trying to comprehend. Now, I know somebody spoke to the owner of the skating rink. I think the skating rink is still open. Quizzy, I get
Yeah.
her name is different, but
It's
she
only open on Friday and Saturdays.
exactly that the days are off. It wasn't the night that they're saying it was the night before.
They have stories saying they were all drinking, that John
Mm-hmm.
picked Heather up. John didn't pick Heather up. Heather took off walking. Heather didn't take off walking. Heather spent the night at Bree's, got in an argument the next morning, and then went to Gerald's and then
Yep,
vanished.
yep,
And every last one contradicts itself or doesn't make sense, or then they want to retract it and say they
yep.
didn't say that. And I have screenshots. They said that.
So, what do you feel
So
about
do
the
I.
new rumors about when Gerald came back from work that day? Like, I can't even imagine this dude even holding down a job, like even shredding paper. But when he came home from work, he said that she was gone and all of her belongings were gone. But now, look, just hear me out. If Heather was staying with B for that whole entire month, why on God's name with her why would her belongings not be with her? Why would they even be there? So then obviously either she wasn't staying there with him or she was. But you don't find that weird because if she was staying with B, there would be no belongings that wouldn't be there. Like why would
Correct.
she just came from Florida? It's not like she was living there and she was visiting her friend. Like I never knew that she just moved back from Florida. That is completely new. Kaz and I just figured that she was in Texas for how long? A
Oh,
while.
yeah.
To
No, I
think
knew
that
she'd
she
come
just
back
got
from
there and
Florida.
she
No,
was
I
gone.
believe she was born in Texas, was there for a few years, came down to, I think she moved back and forth between Texas and Florida, and she was in Florida for at least 4 years before returning to Texas and then vanishing that very freaking within less than 6 months,
I bet you she
eight
was a
months.
really cool chick too. Her pictures, like, yeah.
She was very cool. Heather
Let me
was
ask you,
awesome.
and I
She was
don't
a little
care.
ball of spitfire. She
Yeah,
she spoke
did
out.
she smoke pot? Did she drink and like that kind of thing? Like, I don't give a
Yes, we smoked pot.
okay. Yeah, she seems like she would have been like a little smoker and
But
toker,
that was about it.
cool
She
chick.
smoked
Yeah,
pot and she downed anybody and every other thing. Pot wasn't a drug to her, but everything else that was a drug was
yeah.
like,
She seems like a. She reminds me of She comes off as that's another reason why I think I kind of touched on her looking at her because Kaz will tell you I always talk about a best friend named Heather when I was growing up, and she really does remind me of my little Spitfire Heather. Um, so that's really it. I mean, did so why so how far is Port Richey from you?
me now it's about 2 hours,
Yeah, cause see,
an hour and a half.
I don't know. I don't honestly believe right now that this Gerald is dead until I see proof.
Oh, I've already have people looking around there for him. I grew up there.
Yeah, well, if you call me, I can give you a couple of addresses, hun.
Yeah, I'm like, I will go knocking on doors because I mean, I don't know. His
Well, what
sister
we found
Sandra,
here.
and then they say he's
Oh,
dead, but we
oh,
can't
oh,
find no
oh.
records.
Hang on, I got a low
Exactly.
profiling spider trying to come near me, and he is low and he is furry. If you have long legs, you can stay, but if you're low profiling and you're moving like some fuzz on you, yeah, you got to go. But I have a couple addresses for you. Let me tell you something really strange. Okay. So, a PI that a lot of people do not like and just came and he actually ran Gerald's name for us. He did it on the show.
Hmm.
And he came back with a number and an address that we did not know about. Like, we did not know this number or address. We couldn't figure it out. When I called the answering machine, the number I mean, the first night, so get what it says. We can't come to we can't Patricia and Alan
Alan. Yeah.
come to the phone right now, blah blah blah. I mean, could it be a coincidence that Gerald's middle name is Alan and that's an Alan? Like, I don't know, but
A creepy one.
right. But I got addresses to this place, and if you email us and we'll call you after the live, we'll give you what we know. But you just got to get across the street with some binoculars and just see if he. I just don't believe he's dead. I mean, because there's so many stories. Did he break his neck in an accident, or did he die of liver failure? Now, I would believe the liver failure one because of all the drugs he's done, but I just don't buy
Mm,
it.
mm.
I want to know why for
Ma,
12 years they point fingers at him, and then the year he supposedly pops up dead is the year the most rumors start flying, and they start pointing fingers at other people that nobody's heard about.
And what have you heard about the Daryl Riggins guy?
Oh,
Because I'm gonna tell you what that name, and I'll tell you I've mentioned him to a few people to get some information, and they all say the same thing. Why? What do you want to know about him? I'm like,
that that's all I get when I ask about him to anybody, because I've heard he was the John's friend that may or may not have been with them that night or staying with them, or a cousin, or there's
oh,
just too many.
I believe he was there. I believe he might have been the one that went to the skating rink and picked her up, but I don't believe that John, the brother, was there. He swears that he did not go to that skating rink one time that weekend, and I'm trying to get a hold of him.
Yeah, but he would swear that if he was involved.
I don't think her brother was involved. You think so? You had a rumor. Did you hear a rumor that he might be involved? Well, fill me in. I
That's just
do not
my
know that.
feeling.
Your feeling. Have you ever met him?
I dated him.
Oh, really? Oh, Kathy.
Rewind. Oh, I have to stand up and go open my door. I got to go stick my head in my new freezer in my refrigerator and get some cool air. What did she just say, Cass?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm ready to turn my
before you
I
camera
was
off.
clarify that,
15. I was young. I was dumb. He was
Okay,
the
wait,
bad,
wait.
hot, pretty boy
Okay,
in
wait, wait,
school.
wait. Okay, now you got to. Okay, wait. So when okay, you met her in Florida in middle school years, right? Sixth grade, 12 years old, 11, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
How?
13, 14, 15. I was 16 and she was
Okay.
15.
So, so when she was living in Florida and the mom was working at the assisted living, was Jerry, Cannon, and John there?
I've never met any of the fathers. I believe they were around, but I never met them.
So you never met Jerry.
I can't remember which of the two, dad or stepdad, was in Florida at the time.
Okay, well, have you ever seen a picture of Jerral Whitley?
I've seen his mugshot and his Facebook pictures and stuff.
Okay, so wait one second. So you're telling me that when the mother was in Florida, while you guys were in middle school, John Cannon was living there too?
Yes.
Okay, so wait. Why is Melissa John's mother?
Yes.
Oh, that's new to us.
Melissa had either 4 to 6
Oh,
kids. She had a
hey,
daughter
Mark.
she adopted out that goes by Maggie. There's a supposedly a mysterious boy that she
Guys, write
possibly
this down.
gave away for adoption. We couldn't find, but I've spoken to Maggie that
Okay.
was given up for adoption. Then she had Nathan, who was overseas at the time of Heather's disappearance. He's in
Woo,
the
that was
Navy or
birth
Army.
control.
Then she had John, who is born in 93, and then she had Heather, who was born in 94.
Okay, so this
Heather was her baby.
is it Whiteley or Whitley? Because people
I've
call him
always
Whiteley.
pronounced it Whitley.
Yeah, that's what I thought at first, and then someone corrected me and told me it was Whiteley. So I'm like, okay, but there's no E at the T. But you know what? See, I didn't know that. So everyone assuming from what I got gathered, Kaz, right, that he was the stepbrother, a
No,
half brother.
he's her biological brother by mother.
Yeah, so we don't really know who the father is. I mean,
His
it might
father
be
might
Daryl.
be his father's JJ Cannon, who she had John first, and then within less than
J.J. Cannon. So is he really a Jerry, and that's what we're told by the Jerry?
I think he's John. He's John, and John was a junior after him.
See, Kaz? People are trying to. Okay, that's new because from what people were trying to make me believe that was her half brother. Very, very, very interesting. Okay, Whitley. Okay, we've got it now.
Well,
Huh.
they came out of the same vagina, so they're just not sure on if they have the same father or not. So
can I,
Oh.
Mum, before you go
Okay,
on,
so wait a second. No,
Mum,
no,
Mum,
no,
stop.
no, no, Kaz, we
My
gotta wait.
turn.
We're getting no, Kaz. So when he was in
I'm
Florida, you
mucking off then.
started dating.
we only dated for like a week or two. I had a boyfriend for years I broke up with and wanted to make him mad, and dated John, and John tried to do some things with me I wasn't ready for that were inappropriate, and
This is what I want to hear. Why you feel that he could be involved with the
because he tried to do some inappropriate things to me, and if it wasn't for my best friend's older brother being in the house at the time, I don't know how far it would have gone. He got thrown out of the house.
Oh,
He
that's
ran
scary.
down the
I'm
street.
sorry about that.
It's okay. It was 15 years. It was a long time ago. He ran
Yeah,
down the
still
street
you're
to
a
get
kid.
he ran down the street to get Heather to come beat me up. Heather came down the street because, why did you put your hands on my brother? I said, because your brother wanted to do things with me I'm not ready for. Heather punched her brother in the face and drug him back down the street. When I was a child, I
I love Heather.
never once thought about that. Now, as a grown woman, it brings chills to my body that why would she, if another female, I would never take anybody's word over my brother.
Right?
So to this day, it brings chills to my body. And then when I ask about John and I ask where he was that night, and I ask, well, did he or did he didn't pick her up? He shuts down. He don't speak to nobody. He wants nothing to do with it. People have even said, well, that's weird, because when I've mentioned it to him, he just gives us a weird smirk. Like he
Okay.
just laughs. Like it's
Another
just
Go ahead. Wait, another question. So the rumor about Gerald being, touching her inappropriately, did she ever talk to you about Gerald and things like that? I mean, you don't have to answer it, but I mean, is it a rumor or did she talk to you about, did it come out of her mouth to you or
that is a rumor to me. Now I knew her family. I knew there wasn't good people, and I knew she had secrets she wasn't telling me. She was not my best friend. She was she was in our group of friends. Like I hung out with her all the time. I After the day that she punched John, me and her hung out a lot more, and then they like vanished. Like they moved and then she literally vanished.
hmm, that's really sad. I honestly thought like she was there for a while, going to middle school
She
with
was
the
she was
girls
she
and
was here for at least 4 years, then she moved back to Texas and vanished within 8 or 9 months of moving away. And anybody that was with her that week, or they can't then they didn't even report the girl until September 5th. They didn't report Heather missing. She went gone October the 27th of August. They didn't report her until the 5th of September.
what you know what, that makes me sick. So does anyone like know after how long she was missing? Like when did when was Jerral in Florida? Do you know about him living down there in Florida? Or was that before they actually went back to Texas and they were like a couple, Melissa and Jerral?
No, he came back to Florida after she vanished and got
Oh.
arrested.
Well,
I know, I've looked that up.
that's what I was asking because Kaz and I know that from searching the Florida Department of Corrections, 2019 was that the year, Kaz? So he had to have died after 2019. We've come to the conclusion.
They say he died in 2021.
But what did he die of? Did he break his neck or did he like have liver failure? I'm hearing.
I've heard both. I've heard an OD. I've heard liver failure. I've heard it was snapped neck.
So I'll tell you what I'm
His
gonna do.
sister Sandra said it was from liver failure.
I'm going to look at that newspaper's place and see about looking into it because there is an obituary on him, but I just don't think that. I don't know why I don't know. I just don't. There's no proof you couldn't afford an obituary, but supposedly there is one. So if you're saying you couldn't afford one, then why is there one? Did you guys make one later because people were asking you about it? Like that's what I
But
want to
where's
find
the
out.
death certificate?
There is not one.
Because there's none.
I mean,
Because
what would you have to do? Call? I mean, I know he's Kaz.
you have to go through vital statistics. You could put anybody's name
Exactly.
and find one up, and I cannot find one for him.
Me neither, Kaz. What were the two ad? No, I'm saying the county was it Port Richey? It was one was a
Pasco
North
County.
Port Richey, and then I think Kaz. What were they? Hang on, let me check real quick. Yeah, I just I can't. You know what? I'm really bothered now because I did not know that she was there for that short of a time, and I can't understand why her mother would just drop them off at that place with him. Like I don't get it. But supposedly she was living with B. So which is
Right.
it? Who's
Which is
lying?
it? They're all
Who's
lying.
lying?
They're all lying to save their own faces, to save whoever they think is more important than a beautiful
What have
soul is
you
what she was to me. I'm a friend.
what have you heard about Daryl? Like what have you heard about him? I'm gonna give him a call tomorrow actually. Hey Daryl, if you're listening, can you email me?
I've only heard the same things you've heard. I can't, other than finding bad records, I just heard he was the friend with John that may have picked her up or may not have.
Okay. Have you ever heard of the name Jake?
Mm,
Jake was supposedly living out with Daryl out in that Marcope, Man,
I, it
like,
could be. It could be. There could have been a Jake. I've heard so many names. I've
and something about they saw her out there, Daryl and Jake. Who told me that, Kaz? I think it was B. I've been going back and forth with B on Facebook. I mean, she's given me things, questions that I've wanted to, doesn't really want to talk about it, brings back memories, and nobody's gonna do anything or find it. But Daryl's a touchy subject with a lot of people.
See, but that bothers me because if my best friend went missing, I'm going to do nothing but talk about it. And if it was so, why is it so traumatizing for you not to talk about?
I told Kaz that today.
Your friend just missing. How is that traumatizing to you? I
John
mean,
was
it's
16, Heather
traumatizing, but
was
I mean, in the
15.
way to not want to talk about it unless you were involved.
So the boyfriend Matt, was Matt a boyfriend in Florida?
Yes.
Okay,
Florida
so
and
Matt.
Texas. I don't know when he moved to Texas, but I remember Matt in Florida.
Okay, I don't remember ever hearing a Matt in Texas, so that's why I was saying to you. I mean, how could she have a boyfriend if she was there that little bit of a time?
He was in Florida and she was supposed to be running back. I don't know. Matt lived in Florida and he was supposed to, I think she was supposed to be, the rumor was running back to be with him in Florida. So they thought
Oh,
she just ran away.
okay. Did she like do any social media? Was there any social media back then for you guys? Like, I'm so old, I can't remember if there was even like.
We had MySpace back then.
Did she have a MySpace? Do you have any of her MySpace anything?
I
And when she,
I
go
have
ahead.
pictures from her MySpace and
Oh,
stuff, but I can't like get access. They say she had posted her, who was it? Her name is Brandy. She was like a half sister or some somebody's something to Heather, said that Heather had posted on Facebook like the day before they think she vanished or something, that she was running away or something, or I've never seen that post. I've only heard rumors about it. And I couldn't find it because MySpace is like,
so when she got to Texas, were you guys still talking on phone or MySpace or anything?
I was not with her.
So you guys kind of stopped talking.
Yeah.
That is really sad.
And then it was like, one day I'm thinking about my friend Heather, and it's like, where'd she go? Go to find her on social media and find out she's vanished off the earth and been looking for her for almost 13 years now.
Hmm. And what about the church? I mean, we know that the church was built. Do we know what? I haven't even tried to figure that one out yet. Like, I'm still like only a quarter inch in the rabbit hole, but what year was the church built in? We're gonna have to find that out if we don't know already. Kaz probably knows. Did
Oh,
Kaz leave?
you know who would know? Aiden would know. Aiden
I'm still
is
here.
better at this stuff than me.
Yeah, I can pull up the permit to the church. Aiden, do you know? Aiden, do you want to come up?
If I try to pull it up on my phone, it kicks me out.
Let me drop Aiden a link. Aiden, come on up. Some people believe that she might be buried under the church. Some people think that she's under some dam or I just being moved around. I don't believe that.
There's there's so many of that. I don't believe any. They say that she's being moved. They're saying she's being kept
I
in a container. They're saying she's scattered. They're saying
I
she's
don't
in
believe that.
concrete. She's in a pond. I mean,
I don't believe that she's being moved around. But what I would love to know was exactly how long after she went missing did they go to Florida? Because I mean, how do you know that they didn't just like take her with them and just like let her out somewhere in between? Like, I mean, like, these things are important. So I'm gonna get a hold of. Have you spoken to Detective Bodie
I've
yet?
spoken to him and I've spoken to Detective Smith.
Okay. And what does Bodie tell you? I'm getting ready to give him a call. Is he nice on the phone, or is he like,
I've had
I don't
I
want to
have
talk about it?
I've had messages. I have more messages with him, and Smith was who I've spoken with on the phone.
Okay. What did you get at, if you don't mind sharing? What did you get out of Bodie?
He just tells me thank you for his information. He'll look more into it.
Okay. Does he tell you anything that
He
does he?
don't tell me nothing but other than a thank you.
So he doesn't clarify or kind of like give you a hint of like anything or say they have suspect. Kaz,
No.
are you here?
Yeah,
Kaz,
yeah.
I don't know if she's here. Hey, Aiden. You know what? I think she's outside, and I think Kaz is in the living room watching a movie with her hubby. I mean, how rude.
I'm
Hey,
I'm
Aiden.
Hey
I'm
there.
here.
Okay, well, you sound like you're far away.
I am.
Let me see.
So, Aiden, what do you have to tell us? And who are you,
Well,
please? Can you tell us who you are and how you know
yeah.
Heather?
Yes. So I actually did not know her personally. I was a big recluse growing up. However, I did. I'm the same age. I was born '94. Grew up in Athens, Texas. Graduated class of 2012. If she would have gone, we would have graduated together. I know a lot of her friends and
Mm-hmm.
remember a lot of the drama and a lot of, I don't want to say drama, but a lot of the pain and the heartache whenever she had initially went missing, just from being, it's a small town of, at the time, 9-ish thousand people. And it
I
was
live in a town
devastating.
right now of 300, Aiden.
I'm sorry.
I live in a town right now of 300.
Holy snap, crackle pop, Rice Krispies. 300?
Yeah.
That is insane. I'm sure you literally know everybody.
Um. Hey, Mr. PI, I'm live right now. I'll call you back. Okay. We do have a PI that's going to look into this too.
That's
But like
awesome.
I said, I'm going to give you my number. You know what? Do you see the private chat,
Yes,
Christy and Aiden?
I do.
Okay, I'm going to put my number in here. You guys write it down and you guys pass it to each other, whoever sees it, and we're going to talk after the live. Okay, perfect.
And
Okay.
well,
Okay, so talk to me. So let me out first. Let me ask you. So you guys, so did you grow up and go to the same like, in so that summer, or you
mhm.
did you go to the skating rink? Did you see her out in town? Did you know who she was? Did you think she was cute?
I did not know who she was until she went missing.
Okay,
However, that summer I was in um North Carolina with my father. I came back home middle of August, around August 15th. I don't remember the exact weekend. It may have been the same weekend, but I did go to the skating rink that August. I don't know if I was there the same night. I don't know. And I'm not going to pretend like I was. But I know the people that were there that night. I
okay.
remember the conversations that they had and the panic and the anxiety. And there's a lot of weird stuff that goes on in Athens. Like I started putting some stuff together of just like the weird happenings in Athens.
So after she went missing, you're saying people in town were kind of talking about it, and you were
Oh
overhearing.
yeah.
Okay, so that's what you're saying. So you were actually out at school or doing this or doing that, and people were talking about Heather going missing and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that
Okay.
was the talk of the town, and I've been following it ever since and like collecting information. And it was about a year ago that I actually started talking to people in the group and trying to like, hey, let's figure this out because I'm tired of waiting on answers. And that's how Cassie and I met. We both started getting like reinterested really hard in this about the around the same time last year. Um, yeah, we have found a lot of interesting things out about these folks.
Oh yeah.
Um, I'll actually be in town. I'll be in Athens here in about 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, and I always drive right by the house where she was apparently last at. And
Even imagine letting my child. I can't even imagine a mother dropping the kids off with that man on a piece of property like that.
it wasn't even his home. Like he's living with a friend who's still living with his mom, and his mom apparently is this like very crotchety, like
And
12,000
but
print.
listen, Kaz, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what's weird about that property, Kaz. You say it because you live in Australia and they can't find you. So tell them. So tell them the owner of the property.
Yeah, it's Clifford Keith Miller.
Okay.
He not only owns that property on Highway 175, but he also owns a property in Florida where Mr. Up
Jerral
until
Whitley.
July 19th this year, um, Mr. Jerral Whitley was also residing at the exact same address.
Yes, and I can put him at another address, Whitley, Jerral Whitley. There's two addresses attached to both of them in Florida. Okay.
Yeah.
But the second one, I can put him at present of the 2022. I mean, there is not one place that this man is deceased. I mean, there is
No.
just no records. I mean, you call up, you get the vital records, you call the county, you pay, you look, you're like, what? There's no record of him to even pay for a copy.
No.
You even like get on the unclaimed person search on NamUs, and you look at Delaware. Nothing. You look at Florida. There's nothing. There's nothing that says that his remains are sitting anywhere waiting to be claimed that I can find.
I mean, the only thing to do really is to call every county like that Port Richey area and just say, like, did a man at this age, Whiteley die of a liver problem or a broken neck? I mean, you know how ridiculous you would sound?
Right.
And I
Absolutely.
saw the Easter Bunny last night. I mean, it would sound crazy.
Santa's coming down my chimney.
And Chrissy, let me ask you, so I mean, that really sucks that your good friend moves there. I really can't believe that that was the time frame from her getting back to her going missing.
Yeah. 9 months.
Did you hear any time frame of when supposedly how long after she went missing? Wait, 9 months?
Well, Melissa said they moved in December. I remember them moving in the beginning of 2009. I thought it was more of February, like April, that they
Oh,
left. But
okay.
Melissa swears they moved in December of 2008 from Florida back to Texas.
Okay. So I thought you said that she actually moved there in the beginning of August of 2009. So there, okay, that
She was in Florida for the summer, and then she went back to Texas after like a vacation and vanished within days.
exactly, that's the part I'm talking about. And
Yeah.
she was left with Jerral Whiteley.
Or Bree or whatever. It's everybody's story because Bree said she was with her that whole month. My friends in Florida is like, that's no way because she was here on my birthday and we dropped her off on this date to go home, which she says she thought was the 26th of August, but she said she could have that mistaken and it been around the 22nd or like earlier in the 20s of August.
And what kind of clothes did Heather wear? Was she more into sneakers or was she like more of a dressed up girl to put on like sandals, like silver two-strap sandals with like a little bit of a heel?
I've always known her to wear like sneakers, but
She doesn't come off to me as wearing like heels and skirts and dressing up like that.
no. We were always wearing tank tops, jeans,
Jeans and
sneakers.
sneakers, flip flops,
Yeah.
especially in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I mean, like there was a couple. And she didn't seem to me like she carried a purse. Did she carry a purse?
I don't remember if she did.
Yeah, she seems like she would put everything in the back pocket. But I'm thinking of growing up in like the 80s and stuff, and we always put like the goody combs in the back pocket. Oh God, my age. Yes, the goody combs in the back pocket to comb your hair and your little feathers on the side. Kaz, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Hey, Justice Janie.
Hey, I didn't use a purse. I was riding motorbikes in the 80s.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so what else are we missing that you guys want to tell us? How Let me ask you, what was her relationship with her mom and her brother like when you were around her? How did that go? Like was her mom seem like she was messed up at that time or was her mom like seem like a normal mom, cook dinner,
Oh
take the
no,
kids to
she was
school?
not normal.
Talk to me about her mom. What your experience with meeting her mom?
I mean, Melissa was she's very sweet. She's very nice. But she's always has trouble with drugs, and she did back then. So
Mm-hmm.
Heather was more like, she was the teenager by then, so she was more mothering to her mom. She was always worried about her mom, pissed off at her mom, talking crap because her mom would rather be out doing other things instead of with her. And
Kaz, can you pull up her mother's report, please?
Sure can.
last I heard, Melissa's clean now, or has been clean for at least a few months. So she's always been in and out of drugs, and Heather very loved her mom.
yeah.
She really loved her, but she
I'm
knew
sure
her
she
mom
did.
had a drug problem and she couldn't stand it, and she would talk about it. Her and John seemed close to me. They were very close.
Did John like so
I
tell
don't
me
know
like
how
how
close.
would her like so was the mom motherly? Was it like I love you and touchy and that, or was it kind of like more of that the mom was a friend?
More of a friend.
And how was John acting? Like, did they like joke around like regular brothers, or did he look at her? Did you get a weird vibe? Like,
Oh, I never got anything weird from them. Didn't. And I only hung out with we went a few places. John was on probation, so we went to Safety Town for his probation meetings. She let the kids take turns driving. Like, it was real cool. She was more of I didn't
she was
feel like we
a
were with
cool
the mom. We were hanging out with another. She wanted to be a teenager.
mom. Okay, I want to ask you another question, and I don't care. Just be honest, because my aunt used to. Did she get pot for you guys?
No.
Okay.
I don't think Melissa, if Melissa knew Heather and John were smoking pot, I don't think she knew about it, because we all used to sneak down the street and go hide in the woods and
So if
have to
so if Heather said, "Hey, mom, will you buy us a 6 pack of beer? We're gonna stay home and drink or whatever," would she do that, or it wasn't like that relationship?
no. She tried to act like a good mom, but she was a friend. She wouldn't let them drink or smoke not to my knowledge.
Okay. And was JJ living at this assisted living deal at the time too?
No, I never met any of the dads. I don't know which one was in Florida or wasn't in Florida.
Did she have a boyfriend at that time that went
Yeah,
back to
that
that
was the
went back with her?
boyfriend. That was the boyfriend she was supposed to be running back to, Matt.
So oh, okay, so for 1 second I thought Matt was Heather's boyfriend. So Matt was
No, yes, yeah, Matt's Heather's boyfriend. Melissa, I'm sorry, I thought you were talking about Heather. I
okay.
don't know if, from my understanding, Melissa had boyfriends, but she had men that came and gone throughout the house, the assisted
So you saw
living house.
you saw
So
different
I've seen Melissa have boyfriends, but
okay.
I was a teenager. I wasn't going to be like, "Hey, who are you?" to some man.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. So when she was going back to Texas, was she dating someone at the time? The Melissa, the mom that she was bringing back with her, like a little, carry on or something.
I have no idea.
So did you see Heather the day she left, or how? When was the last time you saw Heather before she left Florida to go back to Texas?
I thought it was the end of the school year, like not the total end, like May, but I thought it was like of April, like before the summer. Or February. I thought it was between like maybe February through April that they left.
Okay.
I always believed that, but Melissa told me that they left in December.
Okay. Huh. Kaz, go ahead. You ask a few questions. I'm brain dead. I'm trying to figure this out now. I am
Well, I've
I'm
got
really blown away
Melissa's
how she
I've
comes
got
back this
Melissa's
summer
report.
and
What do
she's
you
Okay,
want
going.
to see on Melissa's report, Mum?
you moved from Florida to Texas in December of 2008. You visit Florida in July and August of 2009,
Oh,
return to Texas sometime of August, and then vanish within less than a week or two.
this is heartbreaking. Like this. I mean, I understood her going missing is just sad completely, but the fact that she comes to Florida, has a kind of a cool summer down in Florida, and then goes back and then missing within days, like, and I mean, it's like almost obvious. Like, I don't know. I think that Jerral is going by Alan something, but we'll talk after this live because we're gonna have to have someone do a drive by and just see if the person resembles this man in any way because
Absolutely.
I don't believe he's deceased. I believe he ran. And the key question is I would love for somebody to show me a fact of when he left Texas and went back to Florida. I would love to know that in concrete, but we'll probably
Well,
never know. I bet
we
his
have
sister
that.
knows.
He got arrested in, I think, 2012 down somewhere in South Florida.
Yes, but the 3 years before that, we know all of those, but we're trying to think.
Yeah, we don't know when he was in Florida before she went missing.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah,
don't know when, if he was exactly, we can't find proof of him being in Delaware other than them saying he moved to Delaware.
I agree 100%. Nothing in Delaware. But there's only one person that's saying that, and that person lives in Delaware. So that to me is so freaking weird.
Oh yeah,
And
100%.
I thought, Aiden, I thought Barbara was his, isn't Barbara his sister?
Okay, Kat, I have to use the little girl's room because of my new refrigerator and my gallon of, no, not gallon, what was it, 64 ounces of sweet tea that I drank today. I'm sorry, guys, but I have to go to the little girl's room again.
I'm trying to think
But
of
I
a.
want Kaz to ask some questions because I know she has some questions that she wants to ask, and I'm going to go put some yellow tape on my mouth.
Okay.
Well, actually, Coach Karen had a question for you guys. She wanted to know, Aiden and Cassie, did you, well, Aiden, you wouldn't have seen it, but maybe Cassie, did you ever notice anybody grooming Heather when she was down in Florida? Cassie,
I'm
you thinking?
I'm thinking, and everywhere she went, John went too. Um, there's about a few times she wasn't with John. When I did go hang out in their house, or we wouldn't like hang out, we'd be there for like 10, 15 minutes, get something to drink, go walk the neighborhood, or go back to my best friend's house. Um, I wouldn't be able to say for sure. Like as a teenager, that's something I wouldn't have been looking for, or
That
I
you
don't
wouldn't have
remember
noticed?
noticing anything funny. The weirdest thing that ever happened was when Heather defended me over her brother, and even then I didn't find that funny. I find that funny now as a woman, as an older woman. I look back at that, like, that makes me believe, were they doing things to her? Could those rumors be true? And they all have, I call them the Hills Have Eyes family.
Yeah, because like today, this morning, I read over 300 posts, and there was several times it was mentioned in those posts about this.
Okay, wait, Kaz, I am so sorry. I just ran out of the bathroom, and I swear to God, my pants are still at my ankles. I have to say it now. What did you just wait? I thought that I was gonna do a backflip in the hallway. Did you just say you call the family the Hills Have Eyes?
Yes.
Okay. I was trying to say earlier that because there's so many of the Whitley families, and some people, I mean, do you think that they were like down the line dating family members and having children? Like, I just have to
Uh-huh.
ask.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I told you, Kaz,
Uh-huh.
and I'm not saying that in a mean way, but when you look at the family line and you start going on ancestry and putting them in,
Put it this way, that was the nicest term or words I can come up for that family. The Hills Have Eyes.
yeah, and when you start putting it in and they cross reference like three cousins back, and you're like, wait, this is like Letitia Stouck's family, but they wait 9 generations so that the bloodlines don't cross. And I was explained this by an elder in their tribe. I mean,
Yes.
I was telling Kaz, I think that they are staying on comp.
Uncles are having kids with nieces or third
Okay, yeah,
cousins, and yeah, yeah.
okay, Kaz, I'm going back to the bathroom. It's all you, Kaz. I just, I was like, this has to be going on. This family tree is nuts.
I believe that's what I believe in. It's what it all looks like anyways. And they've come and said I'm her cousin, but by her mom, but my kids are related through her dad, and you're like, wait, what did you just say?
Yeah, it's pretty strange, isn't it? It really is sad. All this.
So,
Um, I've had another look while Mark was talking to you guys, and I've been on 10 sites, 10 different sites, looking for John Doe's unclaimed. I've looked for Jerral, specifically. I've looked in Florida. I've looked in Texas, and there is no unclaimed bodies matching the description of Jerral. Um, there's one John Doe, but he doesn't match the description of Jerral. So if he is deceased, as Sandra keeps saying, she needs to put this to rest, and she will have a copy of the death certificate. It's a requirement for her to have him either cremated or buried by the funeral director. They require a copy of the death certificate. And I know this because I had to have one when my mum passed last year. It was mandatory for me to give a copy of the death certificate to the funeral director. So she would have to have one. Whoever organised the funeral had to have one for the funeral director. Or give us the name of the funeral director. We'll ask him.
Hush.
Yeah.
This is really strange, but I was thinking that earlier before you guys came up, and I was trying to say it, but Kaz kept like saying names over me, and I'm like, Kaz, I'm telling you, I just feel that that is going on, but that's not the point. This poor girl is
Coach Karen, we're looking. There's so much to look into and so little time.
we need to find out if we can possibly find out. I'm going to try to get a hold of Melissa. I'm going to try to get a hold of Bodie. Bodie has to know when Daryl left Texas. I mean, there has to be a record somewhere.
Oh, so you guys have to pay for your death certificate. It's free over here because it's a public document that unless you wanted a fancy death certificate, yes, you have to pay for it. But if it's just a specific name, a form that we get over here, it
Does
just
the
says
PI? You think the PI has access to that?
maybe, I don't know. But there is a specific form that the funeral directors can request, and
Okay,
the
wait.
coroner gives it,
I just got a message,
and
guys.
that is free.
I just got a message. Okay. So who is Stephen Bond? James.
Stephen Bond is related to Jerral.
Okay, so Stephen Bond was the name I wanted to look into. I believe
We
Cheryl.
haven't got that far yet.
Yeah. So well, let me cat. It's funny because everyone says I talk over you, and lately you've been talking over me, girl.
All right, I'm going to shut up from going.
Oh, you're not going anywhere.
I
Okay,
am actually. I actually came back to say I am going. I need to go. I haven't eaten all day, and
okay.
I'm
Well,
actually
yeah, but
woozy.
we're wrapping up this live in 5 minutes. Let me read this, and I'm going to talk to them afterwards, and we're going to wrap it up. But just something about Cheryl. Who's Cheryl? Okay. Stephen Bond was the name I wanted to look into. Cheryl's nephew. He was living in Athens. He's from Athens, but he was living around Athens around the time Heather came up missing. In jail are very, very close, but this is the name I was trying to think of the other night. Stephen Bond. He's also on the friends list. I think he's in Mississippi or something like that. Sorry I missed your call. I was at work. Okay. So that's what we know, guys. I think this is going to be a big mystery puzzle, and I think that we should put charts and stuff together in a Discord for the members. Wouldn't that be fun, Cass?
Oh, that'd be so.
Okay, you two, I'm going to get your numbers right now, and if we want to call in three-way, we can call in three-way. I'm going to call you guys.
Okay, sounds good.
Everyone, thank you for coming in. Oh yeah, I think we need to find Heather.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think this might be the one,
Yes.
Cass, that we might be able to help solve. I feel it.
The more people that jump in and help, the better chance we have of finally putting this.
Absolutely.
So when we get off, I'm going to call the PI and see if we can somehow see if he can get a copy because PIs have different databases and stuff like that they pay for.
Get that good stuff.
All right, guys. Thank you all for coming in. We love
Thank you.
Stay safe, guys. Stay vigilant and keep your babies safe. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Thank you for coming
Thank
up.
you.
Love you, Kaz.
Bye. Love you too.
Kaz, go eat and call me.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, let me get your guy. Okay.